Each one of us has probably grown up with a series of genetic quirks. Stop soft, please, and find a mat for yourself. So that means some of us have been born with a club foot, or 6 toes, right? Or a missing clavicle, right? Or predisposition to asthma, or whatever is the kind of thing that was stamped upon you. Or like, my head is shaped kind of like narrow because I was a forceps baby. It could be a ton of different things, just at the genetic level. Then you go on to the level of, but I broke my arm in a skiing accident, I twisted my ankle while I was playing basketball, I fell on my shoulder doing a wheelie on the skateboard thing. I was in a car accident, ever since then my right shoulder's down like this, or I carried my books and my kids, for 16 years like this, or I'm a sous chef, so I had a hospitalization, they had to take the lower part of my, intestine out, right? You get the idea? Each one of you, if we had the litany of things, you'd realize, yeah, I'm a misshapen being in some way, right? So every pose, every injury, tightness that a person has, in some way can be connected to your structure. Whether the structure is either causing it or contributing to it, it doesn't matter. Pay attention to it because it's going to give you some tools, right, that you're going to be more trained on. So first thing I ask you is, what's the connection between how you're standing and how your neck, which is the bridge between your chest and your head, and therefore it's going to face what's going on, it's going to help you face what's going on in your face, and the connection to your arms, sometimes called the cervical brachial plexus. That means the nerve currents going through your neck connect all the way to your fingertips. But how is that going to be influenced by the way you stand? So purposely shift your weight towards your right foot and not just stay there, and feel what's happened throughout the whole body and whether or not there's any kind of awareness in terms of a rippling effect on your head, neck, and shoulders. Now come back to what you think is center. Yeah. And also have your head centered to begin with, because if your head is already tilted this way, now shift your weight to the other leg. Okay, just a little bit. It doesn't need to. It has to read in the Princess and the Pea. Right? So already, of course, for mine, you'll have it different. But for mine, I do that immediately. I feel like I'm dumping into my low back on one side like that. I've been in the untuck it look for a long time. A lot of people think it's because I eat a lot of macadamia nuts and it tends to give me Anyway. You get the idea? So the same thing. If you were pitched forward, or you pitched back so much, but stop before you, it's not only changing what you're going to feel in your feet, your knees, your hips, your low back, your chest, it's going to affect directly your neck and shoulders. Everybody get the idea? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now, if your hands, and we'll show this on a couple of people, if your hands are presenting in front of your body like this, that means the arm bone, which is connecting, the humerus is the name of the upper arm bone, connecting into the side of the shoulder socket called the glenoid fossa, has been rolled forward. Because I like to say, nobody works their arms like flippers. So the only way your hands can present in front is that which they are connected to above them are already rolled forward. And so you'll see a couple of you are round-shouldered students, right? Or you could say the upper back is lifting up and forward while the front of the chest is dipping down and in. So we call this locked short, and this is locked long. So first thing you're going to do is you're going to roll your palms to the outside, and it's called cinching the shoulder blade down. Actively stretch down to the floor, and as you do that, watch what that does to lifting your chest up. Then the game is to not lose that width that you just got, right? Because as soon as you turn it to the outside, the collarbones go all the way wide, you see? And then when you cinch it down, you start to lift the front of your chest and drop the back of your chest. Now, don't lose that while you gently turn your palms back to face the sides of your hips. But still keep stretching down with your arms, lifting up with your chest. Do not be poking your head forward. Otherwise, I'll have to say something to you, like, you're poking. Why are you poking? Somehow if I talk with an Indian accent, it makes it seem deeper. Don't poke. I hate pokers.
You sound kind of Irish sometimes.
I can do Irish too?
You sounded Irish just now.
Indian Irish. Indian Irish, sure. Jesus, Joseph and Mary, I've never seen people poking like that in my whole life. I married an Irish woman, I can do it. I know this is off the topic, but this is who I am. At my father-in-law's 70th birthday many years ago, I wore a black shirt, with collarless black shirt, and stuffed a folded napkin in my neck and greeted all the people like I was the young priest from Ireland with a brogue. Nobody knew. They were probably all drunk, that's why I didn't know. Right. So anyway, don't poke forward with your neck. Move the base of your neck straight back and the back of your skull vertically up without tucking your chin hard. Now pull your ankles apart while you're doing that and feel the extra lift you just got up off of your pelvis. Yeah. So first thing is Tadasana. Get your Tadasana together. Now, all right, down you go. Everybody get a belt. So one of the things we're going to do tonight is I'm going to take you through 3 simple ranges of motion, just so you'll understand the basics. And then we're going to bring people out of the rank and file. I'll show you what to do with what I see here. And bring me a belt too, somebody. Yeah, we can probably start to clean more. I'll take this all apart. Make a loop after the belt. So, shoulder flexion, shoulder rotation, shoulder extension, and shoulder inversion. Those are the 4 basic principles that we're going to get through tonight. We'll do them in simple form, and then of course we can show you how you can take any asana and see which direction the shoulders are moving. Are they flexing, extending, rotating, or inverting? So the first stage is...
What's the right way to use the belt?
The right way to use the belt?
I don't know how to make it.
Okay, I am about to show you. Thank you so much. Insert tab 8 to both things. Open up. Over the top.
Okay.
Go. So now, make your loop such that when you clear the wrist, so have it on the forearm side, not on the carpal bone side, not on the wrist side. When you pull out against it and make the belt taut, the middle fingers ought to be directly in line with the center of your armpit. Now, for some of you might find that too tight, in which case, of course, you're going to make it a little looser. And for some of you find it's too wide, you have to make it a little tighter. You'll have to find out by practice, by experience, it becomes so clear. You just follow me around the room. It's a good thing I'm no longer paranoid. Because in the old days, when I first started, you know, even though I had some national prominence, people said, I used to say, I don't want any followers. I'm paranoid if people follow me. Old ass joke. What happened to the feet, parallel feet like Tadasana? Yeah, pull the ankles apart, don't forget. Now, burst the belt out and slowly, right, there's nowhere to get to, so getting there sooner isn't better, right? Bursting the belt, maintaining even breath. Inhale, exhale, and slowly start taking your arms up. Bursting the belt and dropping the shoulders off of your neck as you do. Come down again. Notice how much space you feel right now from the top of your shoulder crest, where the deltoid is highest, right, to your earlobe. As you go up, I don't care how far the range of motion goes, right? What I don't want you to do is stretch your belt up like this. Unless you're trying to get ready to imitate Richard Nixon. I am not a crook. Don't do that. Burst the belt. Right? So what's the space between deltoid and earlobe? Maintain the space. Oh, you got me on the camera now? Fine. Now I have to actually do it and just say it. Keep it down. Stop. If you find that you're violating the integrity of the pose, don't do that. But if you can continue, drop the shoulders down and burst the belt. So this is shoulder flexion. Now you'll get to a certain point that as you burst the belt, can you roll your upper arms into an external rotation? That means the outer deltoid rolls away from your face, forward in the direction that your eyes are looking. So now we have shoulder flexion with external rotation against resistance of the belt. Come down, externally rotating again. Roll the arms out and down. Yes, relax for a second. Oh, wasn't that challenging? Yes. Always just lifting your hands over your head. So this is why props are so important. They teach you the right action. So once again, here we are. Do it again. Now, externally rotate means it's going down toward the floor like that. Right? That's the external rotation. The flexion is the raising it up. The resistance is the pushing out. So all three right now before we go. Push out, extend forward, roll down. Slowly start to come up. Maintain that space. How far you go, not important. That you challenge yourself and catch yourself at the point where at agreed to go further, you destroy the alignment. Don't do that. Fingers are together, thumb is stretched up. It's called spread palm position. Thumb way up. Fingers together, thumb stretched up. Make both go the same way. Poking the ribs forward in order to get the arms higher is usually a sign of improper shoulder biomechanics. Don't compensate by poking the ribs forward to take the arms up. Now continuing the external rotation on the arm, pushing out against the belt, lower the arms, maintain that space between the earlobe and the deltoid, and down you go. All right, so that's shoulder flexion. What's the best way to learn shoulder flexion in a weight-bearing position? Downward facing dog pose. What happened to the name tags on the mask? Didn't happen to. What's your name again?
Ashley.
Ashley, would you like to help us with the dog pose?
Sure.
Okay, come on over here and watch Ashley. Ashley, let me see. Did you have to like say kindness here because you want everybody to know you're kind? Or because that so this is a reminder not to go close to a lot of people. So that means you really
A little bit of both.
yeah, thank you. Thank you. Finally, the shadow admission comes out. Very true. That's good. That's it. I mean, the Dalai Lama says that's it. What is religion? So just be kind. Just be kind right there. So show us your dog pose first here. All right, well, it's a good thing we're doing on shoulders because otherwise I would holler at your knees. You bend knee. Did somebody teach you that you get a better pelvic flexion by bending your knee? Yeah. Okay. All right, fine. So, overtuck your chin into your chest. Overtuck. Yeah. So don't do that. Find out your head has to be between the arms, but you don't want to overtuck your chin. Only by experience will you find out what point does it get hard. Right. All right. Come down. So now what I want you to do is the same thing you just did with your belt. Put it on your arms. But now, instead of being at the wrist, we're going to go just below the elbow. Right, here's your elbow crease, or elbow crook, right? Just below that, right? Now, once you get the belt on, widen your hands any amount more you can. Oh, there's always a little bit more that you can get. Then, this is the same thing as what we just did, except this position with respect to gravity is different, and it's weight-bearing. So number one, burst the belt, but you know what? Don't burst the belt from where it's touching, burst the belt from here. Push out there. Yes. At the same time, show me the external rotation on the arm. This way. Yeah, that way. Yes. You could say it's the bicep rolling from the inside out, or you could say it's the tricep rolling out and back. Understood? So let me see those two actions. Burst the belt from here and externally rotate. Great. Now we're watching very carefully. This is on camera, so don't fuck up. Did I just say that?
No.
Please forgive me. All right, inhale, exhale, maintain, go into dog pose. Yeah, don't hold your breath as you are. Okay. Find the neutral chin position. You lost the belt. Everybody see? So see what that does. Burst it and roll it out. let your head go through, but don't over tuck, good. Now keep your navel up, there you go. See, as soon as you did that, you straighten your knees more, but you got to still hit the back of your kneecap. Yeah, there you go, good. And burst the belt again. Yeah, I'll learn to do that, right? All right, and now burst the belt, externally rotate as you come down. Yes, see, that's finishing the pose, what I call putting a period to the end of the sentence. Give her a hand for that demo. Tell everybody that's challenging to do.
That was challenging, I'm sorry.
See, static poses make you sweat, that's great. All right, come on, everybody go try it yourself. All right, same belt, you might have to tighten or loosen a little bit, you'll see when you get down there. All right, and now get it just above the, just below the elbow crook. Oh, I don't, you need this, right? You're plugged in, sorry. Yeah, I'll leave you plugged in, sorry. All right, so first, before you go up, right, once you get it there, make sure it's level, not angled. Then, once your hands are on the floor, widen your hands a little bit more. I think if you take your sweater off, you get a better grip on the skin. All right, that's too wide out of you. All right, and then, as you burst, externally rotate the arm. That means from the bicep side, roll it out, or I could say, as if your thumb is helping you to rotate the hand out to the right on the right side, out to the left on the left side. The same action. Now maintain that exhale, go into dog pose with your legs. Use a breath. No, the other way. Good. And go. Now, overtuck your chin so you can understand what I mean, not what not to do. Good, so not that far. Right. So head is down, neck in neutral, but don't overtuck the chin. Shorten your stance walker. Now don't forget, you have to burst the belt and externally rotate. But do not burst the belt from where the belt is touching your skin. Burst the belt from your upper arm. So your belt is too wide. Have the middle fingers facing straight ahead. Now walk your arm further out. That's it. That's not good. All right. Keep your navel up. Stretch your heels back away from your arches. Stretch your toes forward away from your arches. So you straighten your kneecap any amount. Yeah, any amount. I know it's tight. I know it's tight. All right, now, to exit the pose, continue to burst the belt from the upper arm and continue to externally rotate from the thumb side out toward the pinky side, and down you go. Burst the belt and down you go. How'd that feel? Challenging? Yeah. Now, I have to show you this because a lot of people don't know this, but cheating chaturanga. Cheating chaturanga. Yoga believes in truth and satya, right? So you have to learn to make subtler cheating as you get further along the path. But hopefully you'll have a teacher who knows the art of subtle cheating, and they'll recognize another subtle cheater. All teachers are students, so they understand what subtle cheating is all about. Come on over and observe. Right there. That is the important thing. Notice how she has her upper body so that this arm is perpendicular. The problem that I have with all the people who do the Ashtanga is they go through it so fast, their shoulders are always in front. Not the right arm position biomechanically, so after a while it wears out the shoulders. And this is solid as a rock, isn't it? Yeah, so now, with your hands, push back, not forward, and stretch your chest forward, legs back, and feel how that gives you an extra action. Good. Down you go and relax. A lot of reinforcement that way. Everybody got that? Give her a hand for that. Try it yourself. wedges here?
No, it's
Okay.
okay.
Do bird dog? Can you do bird dog?
Not really. Same problem, palmar pressure.
Palmar pressure?
That's the problem.
I'm practicing rotating rib on one side, but on the other side. I'm working my right. Cross goes out to the right. All right. You got to bend enough to get a perpendicular angle between the upper body. Curl your toes in the back first, everybody. Curl your toes under. And just lift up, underneath. Now lift up your knees and stretch your calf back to your heel. Good. Now you got to drop down all the way, Walker. Keep going. Keep going. Hang on the belt. Yeah, hang on the belt. But lift your chest up. There you go. Nice, Rin. Like that. Great. All right, come down. Come down. You got to get a partner because some of you cannot feel, it's supposed to be above your elbow here. Some of you cannot feel where the 90-degree angle is. So for instance, come on over. What's your name there? Erica. Watch Erica for a second. Do the pose. Okay. So right away, the belt is a little wide. Tighten the belt. Think of this as a swaddling cloth. Yes. Yeah, so start here. Now wait. Come forward before you take your legs off, okay? So drop down, bend the elbows, and drop your whole chest onto the belt. Before you do your legs. Yeah, sure. Right there, see? So your partner's going to help tell you you've got to drop down more. See? Now there's a 90 degrees. Now, start to burst the belt, lift your chest up, and now add your legs. That's it. Now, navel up and tuck your tush. No, the other way. Navel, yeah. But legs firm still. Good. And drop onto, come on, stay on the belt. Stay on the belt. Good. And look up, chest forward. All right. And down you go. Just give some feedback to your partner so they can get a sense that they have to go forward or back. A lot of times they have to drop down more like that and then take the legs up. All right, give her a hand for that demo. Let's go. The other person, try yourself. By the way, have that feeling in your neck and shoulders. Somebody need a partner over here? Go ahead. No? Agni, come on. Let's go. One person do it, the other person give him feedback. Yeah, don't waste time, just go. Hands are too wide. Good, it's the same thing. Tailbone under. Tailbone under. Navel up. So you just mind. Shoot it back to the heel. Now chest up. Beautiful. Yeah. Get those hands underneath you. Good. They only have to hold 15, 20 seconds. It's tough. Drop the upper body back. Good. Now, tailbone to the top. There you go. Shoot it through the legs. Pull with the hands toward your heels. And then chest go forward. There you go. All right, finish up. Second person. Second person. First the belt, look up with your chin, and the bottom to the top sternum, move this way. When your hand pulls back, move both knees to the heel. Like that. Nice. Good. Great? You all good? You all good? How's that? All right. Legs that's a quick flexion exercise, right? Anybody having trouble in terms of flexion? We're all good. Now, extension is arms going back, which of course, as we've already learned, when the arms go back in space, that's very, very helpful for opening your chest and freeing the rounded shoulder, kyphosis, which women, of course, as you get older, right, it's one of the bone density losses that happen, so your back bending is so important for you through your whole life, right? But all the generations of people now working so much on the internet and cell phones and constantly reinforcing this, so back bends are really, really good. So you take your belt, and we do the first simple principle the same way we did the last one, but now instead of going over our head or in front of our body, we're going behind ourselves. So you're going to take the belt, you're going to make it wrist width again, clear the carpal bones so it's on the lowest portion of your forearm. You're going to also burst it out, pull it down, and then lift it up and back. So get it on your wrists, I should say clear the wrist bone. Fingers are together and the thumb is stretched away, spread palm position. Okay, get your tadasana in your feet, parallel feet, pull the ankles apart so you feel a little lift coming from the arches. And then burst the belt out, pull it down, and then simultaneously lift it up and back without losing the tension on the belt. Free the chin, don't forget, base of the neck straight back without raising the chin above the horizontal. Yes. And breathe a little bit here. Anybody feeling any pain here in this action? No? Good. Not poking. So that's the movement of shoulder extension, or a back bend action. It's just a chest opening, you could say, but we're adding more oomph to it by using the arms to help leverage what's going on there. All right?
I have a tingly feeling in my hands.
Stop. That means nerve current is being interfered with. Does it stop as soon as you back off the range of motion? Okay, so pay attention to that. All right, so what pose helps to create extension in the arms? Ustrasana, camel pose. Everybody get a chair. Put your mat against a wall for a extra support, safety. Put the chair against the wall with the chair seat facing out to the center of the room. Mat against, short end of the mat against the wall is a non-stiff surface. Yes, that is what I said.
Unless we ask everybody to inch together, we're running low on.
You got a chair?
Yes, so please, make some space for your brothers and sisters. Move some of the extraneous stuff and bring an extra mat there. Right?
Not at all.
Being an adult means not needing permission to jump right in and do it. So now, come on over here and watch Rin. We'll give you our demo model. Ustrasana. Come on your knees, on your shins, kneel here. If the floor is hard for you, by all means use a blanket there. It's perfectly okay with me. There's enough suffering in life that you don't have to make a yoga practice. Unnecessary suffering. There's some necessary suffering we all have to do. I wish it could be the other way. So, but we're going to do this in two different ways first. Turn the blanket this way first. And come out to the center.
This way?
Yeah, come out more to the center of the mat. Good. All right, so first, the classical pose Ustrasana, right? Do you know what that pose is, camel pose? Alright, so let me see how you do camel pose. Okay, wait, so classical pose is not with curled toes though, it's flat, right? But we know why people curl their toes, but not tonight. You're breathing, aren't you?
A little bit.
It's always helpful.
That's
Are you gonna go for the feet at any point?
Mm-mm.
Why is that?
Cause I'm afraid of hurting my back.
Okay. So already you know faulty technique, right? Because by definition, an asana is free from pain. So I don't know how you learned whatever, but I saw already what she was doing. So the fact that she curled her toes at the beginning already is the tip off. Because you know that means the student wants to have extra height to be able to reach back. Because if they go further than that, they feel like they're violating some integrity here. I totally understand. But more important than that is, even though I'm using this ultimately to show an extension of the shoulders, but with a classical asana, to show you how you take the basic biomechanics of this and add it to an asana, but still, the base of the pose is completely off. Did you notice the shape of her feet? I said at the beginning of the class that all I'm really doing, whether you know it or not, is teaching Tadasana. How to learn the basic principles of alignment from the standing position and take it into all the other asanas. This is the genius of Mr. Iyengar in making you understand that Tadasana is not a beginning pose. No asana is a beginning pose. They're all mysteries. There's only a beginning mind who doesn't understand how to work it. But the first thing you learn about Tadasana is if your feet are not grounded, the rest of the pose is off. No matter how flexible you think you are, whatever, to the eye that can see, you know, it's not up to my standard. So all poses then you learn begin with the base of the pose, the part contacting the floor. What's the base of this pose?
My knees?
Shins.
This is like a therapy class. Do not run in and rescue anybody. Help them out.
Okay.
Right? Yes, your knees are a part of the pose. Is the knees the only thing touching the floor?
No, my shins and the tops of my feet,
Uh-huh.
my toes.
And yes. So everything from your knees to your toes, right. How conscious were you of whether or not you were pressing your...
None.
No consciousness at all. Impossible to do the pose if there's no consciousness at all. So now, hands here.
Here, like this.
Mm-hmm. Before you do anything else, let me see you work the bottom of the pose. Press it down. Yes. Don't press it down. Press it down. I'm not telling you anything else about tilt your pelvis this way, lift that way. Just press the base of the pose. Don't press the base of the pose. Do you feel the difference immediately?
Mm-hmm.
So without the foundation, she's trying to build a second and third floor. Ain't gonna happen. Or as my teacher would say, no chance at all. Now, in addition to the pressing down, there's more than one plane of movement. When you were doing whatever you were doing before, which by your own admission wasn't conscious about one part of the pose, did you know which direction your heels were moving?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Out.
They were not moving out, they were moving in. And when you move in, what that's going to do is going to crush your low back as well, because that's an external rotation for the feet. You need an internal rotation. Yes. So now I'm going to say, besides pressing the whole leg down from the knee to the toes, pull the heels away from each other. Yes? Pull the calves away from each other. Yeah, and continue that action. That's stage one. Challenging to do, right? Can you spread your toes at the same time? Oh, now you can. See? Now relax for a second. I know it's tiring to do that, right? Yeah. But once you realize that part of your back pain comes from, I don't have endurance, I can't sustain. So that adds to, inflexibility or weakness, whatever, but it's stamina. You got to hold the pose for a while without. Everybody please repeat. Yogis don't panic, yogis don't crumble. Everyone. Yogis don't panic, yogis don't crumble. So you have to maintain composure in your mind while the details are being given to you, so you don't fold, because it can only unfold over time. We can't do it blip, 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 and get it done. So So you have to be secure at one stage before we add the next stage. So stay with it and breathe. You can do it. All right, ground the legs, spin the heels and everything out to the outside. Now with your hands like this, tuck your pelvis. Yes. Now just from there, lift your rib cage off of your pelvis and go back to the grounding of the legs. Go back to the grounding of the legs. Don't coil back yet. Just keep grounding the legs. Now lift your chest up off of the rib cage and lift your collarbones off your chest. Now pin the elbows in and drop your head back. Now moving as far away from your calf with your thigh as you can, reach back for your feet. But keep everything going. All right, lean back a little bit. Go on, touch it, and then pull forward again. All right, so not there yet. Good. Inhale, exhale, and pause. Now, let's give her support. Move your blanket underneath the chair. This is what you're all going to do. Too far. Just so that the feet get. Now, put your feet underneath there to touch the chair leg.
Like that?
Come forward another inch or so. That's good. So this part of your foot is on the chair. So the ankle tip is not touching, but this part of your foot against the chair. Both, yeah, not that's, there you go. Both legs like that. So I want you to use the chair seat to push out against, to remind you as you're going into the details when you've lost the base. Okay? Put your hands on the chair. Yes. Turn the palms the other way. There's the extension of the shoulders. Now press down for everything you're worth. Right. And lift up the pelvis. Yes. Keep coiling. Keep coiling. Now just take your hands back. Don't worry about going right. Keep going and push forward. That's right. And you got to keep lifting up the pelvis and keep coiling. Let your head go. Good. Nice. How's that feel in your back?
Good.
Good. Keep pushing forward. Remember, move the thigh away from the calf and push back with your arms. And don't forget the legs. Tremendous. You can't overdo the legs. You can't over. Oh, now you're breathing. That's it. Yeah. Good. Good. Keep moving. Pelvis under. Pelvis under. Chest up. Push with the hands. Push with the feet. Now, don't forget to push out against the feet as you come up out of the pose. Push out and come up. Good. How'd your back feel?
Good.
Meaning no pain at all, right? Give her a hand for that demo. Everybody, go do it. Now, do the next one unsupported, but have 2 blocks by your hand. So when you try to get to the feet, you can't get to the feet. Put your hands on the blocks. Don't
On the
curl the
inside
toes
or
up.
outside of my
On the outside of the feet. Don't curl the toes, but don't forget, coil, coil, coil. You're gonna learn those actions like that. Rib cage off of the pelvis, nipples off the rib cage, collarbone off the nipples, head all the way back, then reach. All right, so put your feet on the chair leg. Stand up on your knees. Put your hands on your hips. So dry land instruction. Dry land instruction. First, take your hands on your hips, fingers to the front, thumbs to the back, and wait there. You don't want to be showing the rank and file, you want to be showing me? So sweet. All right, now, press your feet down into the floor. Don't press your feet down into the floor. When you press your feet, are you pressing all the way to your toenails or not? Find out. You're too far back. Come to the floor. All right, now, press the toenails, the feet, and the shins all the way to the knees till you realize the whole connection is grounding rather than just being there consciously. Now, pull the heel to the outside, away from each other. Use the feet against the chair leg to give you contact sensation. Hands on your hips, knees wide. So, this is rolling the heel out. Yeah. Roll the calves away from each other. Combine both those actions. The grounding down from the knee to the tips of the toes and the rolling of the legs away from each other. Now let that go. Can you immediately feel a difference in terms of the legs giving a foundation, yay or nay?
Yes.
Okay, good. So now start there. Maintain that. Now, with your hands are creating this little flipping action, right? You're using your fingers in front to lift your pelvic up off of the top of your thighs, using your thumbs in the back to tuck your sacrum down from top to bottom. That creates a neutral pelvic position. It's Tadasana, basically. Now, from there, grounding the legs, lift the rib cage off of the waistline. From there, lift the nipples off of the rib cage. Go back to the legs. Push it out against the chair. From there, lift the collarbones off of the nipples. Pinning the elbows back to make those collarbones wide, drop your head into that space. Then, continuing to push the thigh forward away from the calf, Reach for the chair with your hands. Palms facing down, fingers facing behind you. Push forward with the help of the hands and ground the legs again. Let your head go all the way. There you go. Let your head go all the way. It's not going to fall off. Really important. The front chest goes up, the back chest goes down. Exactly what we're trying to do in the back bends. Eyes open. I'm always afraid you're transcending to a higher plane of consciousness than the one I'm at. I get very jealous. All right, last 5 seconds. Besides pressing the legs and pulling the inner legs apart, get this one. Squeeze the knees toward each other. Oh, look at what just happened. Now, squeezing the legs, pressing the feet, lifting the chest. Inhale, come up out of the pose. Oh, good. How's that? Nice? So that's an example. If you take the shoulder extension, add it to a classical pose, use the props to help you, right? All right. Shoulder rotation. Shoulder rotation.
Can I ask you a question about that?
Absolutely, always. Go ahead.
That's really hard on my neck. It's so, perhaps I'm not extending it enough, crunching it, I'm not sure, but I
Right,
get
well,
lost right back there.
Right. All right, come on over, let's watch Martin before you speak. So at one point, get funky. Yeah? So open your eyes for a second. All right, you're still working your legs, yes?
Yes,
Okay, good. And squeezing these in.
yeah.
There we go. And moving your chest forward. You gotta push from the thigh. Yeah, good. So, neck killing you still here? Yeah, okay, so back off for a second. Certainly you can do the pose. I'm gonna support your neck, yeah. Any better?
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so keep lifting your bottom chest up to your top chest. Yeah, but don't tighten, don't harden. It's hard to do that. Okay, down you go. So, come further forward on the mat. Go. Forget the chair. This may not be the right pose to do this in, but it would give you the idea. We have to find another position where we could take your head into extension and support your neck. Another blanket, please. So don't worry about the rest of the pose. So drop your head back. Almost there. Come up again. One more blanket, please. Fold it in half. Here. No, lift up. Closed edge in. Wait. Lift up. Turn it around this way. Good. Nice. No. One more toward you. Good. Right. Now go back. Good. Good. Just let your hands go this way. Good. How's this? Better?
Yeah.
Stay there. Better?
Yeah.
All right, now work your leg to death. If it was really killing her, I just wouldn't have her go into the pose. I would teach her a different kind of back bend with respect to gravity, where her head could go back, but the demand on the chest wouldn't be so great. But just to show you, there's something like this, right? And then we have another way where we put a belt between, roll the sticky mat around the belt, and put your arm through the belt like this. So you have this mat roll in your neck like that and go like that. Anyway, that was really good. That was helpful, right?
Yes,
Yeah. So
yeah, because it relaxes every,
yeah. So maybe at home, just find a chair and make some kind of setup like that, and work the pose like that. Okay, very good. So that's right. So now it's shoulder rotation. Shoulder rotation. Lateral bending works the same on the vertebra as around the central axis. Since we have the chairs out, I love Bharadvajasana. It's such a great twist for so many people to do. So let me show you ones that could use good be our model today. We need to get a male model. Yes, Michael, come on over. Well, he was saying he was having some neck and shoulder problems. This will lead us into a little partner work of getting the installation. This is also something that's in your manual. So, this is your map?
Yes.
So, if you take a look at how Michael presents, you can see that he has a little round-shouldered quality going on, right?
Yeah.
Remember, one of the classical things we teach is the shoulder harness. Where you take your belt, put it over your back, under the armpit, you flip this over without hitting yourself in the face. Unless you really have it in for yourself, then you hit yourself in the face first. And then you pull it down. Pull it down. Yes, and you see that immediately you start creating rollies back as you do, yes? Now the belt is a little short. A little short. If it was a little longer, he would get a little bit. And you see it tends to go to the outside. You want to bring it closer to the side of your neck. So let go for a second. Let go. Let your hands go. I'm going to do it. Pull down like this. So he's going to get that lift in the front and pull down in the back. Good. How's that feel?
Feels good, yeah.
Feels good. Okay, good. So then you're going to have a partner help you. I'd like you to step through the chair.
Can we
Face
have
you-
Michael turn around
face
for
up.
a moment so we can see on the camera?
What's that?
We couldn't see what you were
We
doing.
couldn't see
Oh.
what's the back. Thank you.
Raise your arm for a second. Take any slack down, see if we can get closer to the side of his neck like this. Okay, good. And then pull down like this. Now you can see he's tighter in this shoulder. Can you see, drop the shoulder down? Yes. Good. You can see immediately.
Turn toward your right, Michael, so we can see more in the camera.
But now they can't see me.
Always
They can see my booty.
That's always.
Actually, all they see is your movies, so.
Actually, it was a little better.
Okay, sorry.
Don't worry, this will not be for sale for the general public, so we can put anything we want.
There you go. Now you're good.
Thank you.
Sorry, my bad.
Yeah, don't send out cues if you're not looking through the camera.
So, face the chair.
Okay.
Step in.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So, you're all going to do this first by yourself, just so you can get the basic twisting idea, right? So when you're sitting in the chair this way, you're going to hook your left forearm all the way around and grip it against the chair, like this. And you're going to use this right arm behind you to grab the chair seat, and you're going to twist yourself to the right. But what I want you to do is also come forward into the chair so your left ribs are into the chair. Because when you twist, the biomechanics are such that you always poke out the ribs into a convexity on the side you twist to. So by having the chair here, it reminds you that even though I'm twisting around the central axis, I'm not poking. Don't poke. I'm putting the ribs into that side. So now his chest stays more like Tadasana. And then by bending this elbow as if you're trying to pull the chair seat up, it gives you the lifting action, because that's one of our basic mantras. Twisting is lifting. Lift the spine first, spin, but not corkscrew down, keep screwing up. Finally, you have a chance to screw up and it's proper.
What about my knees?
Don't worry about the legs.
Okay.
Neck and shoulder pulls. And then you can turn your head with the twist. See how that feels? Take a breath or two. Some people will say that it feels better if I turn with the twist as opposed to opposite the twist. All three should be available to you. However, if you do have neck and shoulder problems, we usually say stay centered with the nose in the middle of the sternum. This is what your partner will help you with. And you come out, take a breath, do the other side, take a breath in transition here, what we call flow and glow from the old days. Don't just move right through. Take a moment to enjoy. Feel the flow.
Feel the difference.
Feel the difference. Then it goes to the other side. Go to the other side. Yeah. So he understands. He turns in like that. He bends the elbow. Whether or not your hand gets to the center of the chair or the back side of the chair, it has to do with flexibility, but it's not really important. You're going to bend the elbow as if you're trying to pull the chair seat up. And that's going to give you the lifting, right? Then you rotate on the exhale, maintaining the spiral in the spine, and so forth like that. And then you try turning your head with the twist or opposite the twist, whatever. One side feel better, looser than the other?
This side feels looser.
Okay. So you don't want to notice that. When you're twisting to the left, it feels better turning to the left, as opposed to, you say, oh, felt better turning to the right, whatever. It's not right or wrong, it just is what it is for you. Got it? Right, then the second time, after you've done that, then you'll take a partner. And what you do is, you'll put the belt, there's another way of getting through it, around their back like a jacket. They put their hands through. And this particular technique helps to keep the center of the belt. Getting that on camera? A little more centered here. Right. And then he's going to do his twist to whichever side he goes. And I'm just going to add a little bit of downward pressure here.
Oh. Oh, it feels good. My shoulders issues.
So you're going to help the person like that for a few breaths, then you let him go. He'll take a breath in the moment because he wants to flow and glow. And then we go to the other. Give him a hand for that demo.
You want to go ahead and do my partner then?
I do.
Okay,
Yeah. Do we do it by ourselves first and then do the partner work?
No, I think it's the partner thing so we could do the strap.
Oh.
So first do it without a partner.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
All right, so in the general, everybody, oh, excuse me, you all want to adjust. Wait, oh, my teacher's coming through, slamming you. You all want to start the adjustment, you haven't even done the pose yourself and you're ready to like administer help to other people? Now, physician heal thyself. Get in the chair and do it yourself first. Wow. All righty. All right, so you stepped in the chair. Let's all go to the same side, right? So, hook your right forearm over the chair and hug it in. And move close to the chair so that you're able to have your right ribs touch that chair back where your forearm is. Now, move your left arm behind you and find the seat either on the left side, the middle, or the right side of the chair behind you, and bend your elbow slightly so you pull the chair up with the strength of your arm, based on the mantra, twisting is lifting. Now, every time you inhale, pull up, and then with an exhale, rotate any amount to the left without forcing. Right? Don't crank around. Easy does it. Let it pass. Bend that elbow. Come on, pull it up. You've got to grip the chair. Really pull it up stronger than you think. And then turn. Yes, good. Get back. Good. Don't force, but let it go. Drop the shoulder down. Drop it. Nice. Like that. Every time you inhale, you lift, and then without losing the height, exhale, spiral up any amount more. You're not touching ribs to the back. You're not touching your ribs to the back of the chair. Go. See, that'll teach you how to lose those ribs when you turn. Get it? Turn your head over the front shoulder, see what it's like. Let me look toward your legs and see what it's like. Good. Drop the left shoulder down. All right. Good. Turn it over the back shoulder, see what it's like. You're not bending your elbow. Find out which one feels the best. This is twisting to your left. Got it? All right, inhale, exhale, come back to the center. Stay there for a second. Take a breath. Flow and glow. Flow and glow. Can you feel the flow? Are you glowing? Okay, good. All right, go to the other side. My wife is saying, he's having a field day. The camera's on him all the time. Even when he's not looking, it's great. All right, so notice the difference between twisting to the right and twisting to the left. Keep the left ribs into the chair so you understand what it's like to have the side body parallel like Tadasana. All right. And then back arm, bend at the elbow, pull the chair up mightily so you can really get the lifting force. Now it's hard to remember to drop the shoulder on the front arm. It tends to wing up. Good. And now twist. Suck the right shoulder blade into the body, widen the left shoulder blade out toward the left. And then turn your head over the front shoulder, take a couple of breaths, turn your head over the back shoulder, find out which one feels best. And then note that for later on. Twisting to the left feels best when I turn the head to the right. Twisting to the right feels best when I turn the head to the right as well. Up the shoulder down. Good. Nice. All right? Got it? Happy? All right, inhale, exhale, come up and out of the chair. Take the belt in and pull it over your own back and get the trapezius traction. first. There are a lot of poses you could use this in. We can do this in dog pose, you can do this in warrior one, even handstand if you have somebody to help you. All right, got to stand up for this one. Be careful as you exit the chair. So fullest loop, you get as much length as you can, over the back, underneath the armpits, flip it over, pull it down. Let's see what you got. So tall man, you're gonna need a second belt.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
Is it under and over, or is it over and under?
I can find another belt here. Each person is doing it by themselves first. Standing up. Everybody's doing it themselves standing up.
He uses chairs a lot. You don't have to kill yourself. Alright, so yeah, you should
All right.
Exactly.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Just
Pretty amazing.
pull down separate.
I actually do it different. I'm gonna do the strap.
All right, everybody get a sense? Anybody not get this? Again, if the belt is too short, you won't feel you have any arm power. Drop it down.
That's what?
It's
Yes?
under and over.
Yes, you got it? Except you probably don't want the buckle against it.
Yeah, I came in from the bottom and then, so this is on the outside, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I think.
Yeah, the under and then it comes over.
Yeah, because it's like going under and over.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah. You can do that, that's how I do it at home. That's another way to do it. Yeah. There's another way to do it without the loop, and that's cool. Yeah, there's another. Oh, you that's what I do at home. I don't even loop it. Oh, you're right.
Got it?
Yeah, it's the same deal.
I do it all the time, that's why I don't.
All right, enough. So now, watch again. Come over here and watch. So now, your partner's going to step through the chair. So it's a slightly different loading of the belt. Okay? So, in the variation you use with the partner, slightly different. It's not just throwing it over your back and then pulling down. One other difference, right? You put it over them like a jacket. The buckle's on the bottom. Their hands go through. Then you take the buckle part of the belt and you lift this top part up and create some slack. And you put the buckle up through it from underneath and then you pull it tight. If you ask the person to lift their arms a little bit, you can take out any twist in the belt. And you also can get a little higher up on them. So then it stays closer to the side of the neck. Good. Then they can hook your arm and twist to either side, doesn't matter. Use the chair to twist. Bring the ribs into the before. So let them do the twist first, and then once they're there, pull it down. Pull it down. Give them a good strong tug. They'll let you know if it's too much or not. How's that feel?
Great.
You let me know. That's it with a partner. Come on, everybody try it.